Welcome to our live stream. I'm Jen from English with Jen, here with you today with another quiz. Let me turn on the comments, see who is joining. I hope you can hear me. That's one thing. I have my microphone on again today. And so let's see if you can give me a little bit of feedback as to whether or not you can hear me. And also, our topic today is folklore. And I'm kind of doing a little bit of like our old style or normal style of quiz where we have a little multiple choice. And we also are playing the game Hangman, where you have a question, you can answer the question and add a letter and try to get the things correct. Please let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up or something so that I know that everything is okay. Otherwise, I will plop over to here. Hello, Nick. Can you hear me? Hey, Nick, thanks very much for joining. Hello, here we are. Yes, thank you very much. Nick and Michaela both here, and also Gracie, perfectly. Thanks for the feedback. So our first question that we have for today is as follows. Oops, sorry. Let me get rid of the banner. And it is this. What is a legend usually based on? So when we talk about the topic folklore, it's a big sort of category for lots of different types of stories. Yeah. Hello. Yes. Thank you very much for the feedback. Thank you very much, Lorena, and welcome. So everybody here was at Iwa, and now you're here with me again. Wonderful, wonderful. Hey, Yuki, sweetie. So, what can you tell me? What kind of story is a legend? Is it one that is usually A, completely made up, B, a story often based on real people or events that are sort of exaggerated, C, a scientific experiment, or D, a song? What would you say with the first one? And I need to bring my iPad back over here. This is so cute. These old photos of my daughter. It's my daughter. Isn't she precious? Oh, now she's 21. Back then, I think that was like 4 and 5. Okay, Yuki's saying B. So a story based on real people or events that is often exaggerated. Exactly, right? So Lorena, Yuki, exactly. So you would say B as well. Yes. So we have a story in the States. I need to add it to our list. Hey, Mohammed, not seen you in a long time. We have a story about Paul Bunyan and about Davy Crockett. Yeah, my little baby girl. She's moving into her college dorm probably on Sunday. So that little baby's all grown up now. Hello, Alessio. So welcome to everyone. Thank you for take 2 with me. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so legends that are based somewhat in history. There's something that's about them that is true, but it's exaggerated. So maybe you're in your culture, you have these kinds of stories as well. And so we're kind of doing a mix for those of you who have just joined. We're doing a mix of questions like these and Hangman, like what we did last week. And I will show it because I think it's easier to just do than to explain. Which college did she choose? She ended up choosing the one that chose her. And that's in Berlin, and it's HTV. So HT or HT HTV. So HTW, and she'll study business there. So very exciting times for her to be, because she lives now in kind of a small city. And so this will be a big change for her. All right, let me try to find my all photos. Here we go. Okay, so here's number 2, and we're doing this like last time, except a little bit of a new sort of spin to it, because some people she will move to Berlin, exactly, which is nice because she will be closer. Unfortunately, they are doing some work on the trains for the next year or 2, so it will take longer. But normally it's like a 2-hour maximum 2-hour train ride, so she would be very close. I would be able to go go and bug her for lunch and come home, in theory. But yes, we'll see. She probably won't want me around, which is fine and fair enough. But last time we did it where people could just guess right away and you had a clue. But this time we're doing it this way, where I have a question for you and you can answer the question. And when you answer the question, then you can also add a letter to it that you would like to guess in our little hangman game. Okay. And so if you think you know the answer, we need 3 guesses and then you can go ahead and answer, just to make it a little bit more exciting, I guess. So here is my question to you. How do you feel about making mistakes? How do you feel about making mistakes? Are you cool with it? Nobody's perfect, or do you get upset about it? Does it drive you crazy? Do you cut yourself some slack? A nice idiom when you say that you are easy on yourself, that you don't punish yourself. So Lorena says frustrated. Yeah. And maybe it also depends a little bit on the mistake, right? So we've had this before, to cut yourself some slack. Because when you're you're nice to yourself. You're like, okay, you're not a human. You're not a human. You're not perfect. So yeah, get over it, kind of thing. All right. So, and Lorena, you have guessed. So please give me a letter to try out here in our little thing here. Made first, then accepted. Mad first, sorry. Yes, eyesight. Mad first. All right. So Lorena's guessing an F, and let me get into my thing here. Grab my pen. Get a yellow color. And let's see. So you have said an F. So F is our first letter, and we have our first body part. Okay, Gracie, I think you're saying, oh, Yuki's saying, I'm afraid of making mistakes in public. Okay, so E. So good guess with E. And let's see. So we have 1 E. All right, so now I need to figure out where on earth that is. Here we go. Oh my gosh, this is all gone together. This is actually like multiple words, but I don't know what's happened here. I'll need to pay a closer attention to this in the future. So 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Yuki says an E. Embarrassed. Okay, Michaela. So Gracie, you're saying O. Okay, so O, and we have an O. Okay, so O, and embarrassed. So Michaela, you can guess another, or you can guess a letter. So we have an F, we have an E, we have an O. What else can you say? And this is actually, there's supposed to be spaces here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an idiom. So it's an idiom. Michaela is saying L. And unfortunately, we do not have an L here. So now we have a body in our hangman scenario here. So any other things that you can tell me? Can you tell me maybe the last time you made a mistake? Sometimes I laugh about it. That's good. Okay, so add another letter for me, Gracie. What can you tell me? And that's an M. Nice consonant, but unfortunately, we do not have that. So now we have a leg. This is a better way of playing this game. It makes it way more difficult. Yeah. So I think that like when you are comfortable with making mistakes, then you don't have such a problem with doing this idiom. Yeah. So anybody else want to offer me something here that you could tell me? Can you see that? Okay. So I guess and I hope that's the right way around. Can you read that? Because for me, it's backwards. I hope that's okay. So I'm going to give you, hold on, let's see. I'm not afraid of I'm not afraid, or I don't get I'm not, yeah, I am not afraid of making mistakes. It's making mistakes itself, but I am freaked out of people's attention. Okay, so Yuki, I think like you are not afraid of making mistakes, but you don't like the extra attention, and you've guessed R. Okay, and we do have an R right there. Okay. I recognize it. Super Greasy, give me a letter. I admit it. You get 2 letters. And how many words are in the idiom? Okay, so sorry about that. I didn't realize that it had all scrunched together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words. All right. So Gracie, you can offer me 2 more letters if you like. And Michaela, since you asked a question, you can guess a letter as well. We have a head, we have a body, we have a leg. We still have 3 more tries before I just need to give it to you. So, okay, Gracie, you're saying a P. I think that's a P. Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no P. Am I messing something up? No. If I were you all, I would guess some vowels. That's always a good thing to guess in English with this, because you always need a certain amount of vowels. So an H, that we do have. Okay. So anybody want to guess a vowel? An I. Okay. That we have as well. And so hold on. Yes, one eye. All right. Any other guesses? We can just guess letters now, if you like. So, and it's 5 words. Yes, I don't, sorry. So I don't afraid of, I'm not afraid of making mistakes in this class because I don't get anyone's attention. And I love it when you make mistakes in our class, because then other people learn, to be quite honest. And T is a great guess, Yuki. So that's in our list. All right. You know, I'm going to do a different color so you can see the words. I'm sorry about this. Let's do red. So this is hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay. So these are the words, if that helps a little bit. Sorry about that. Gracie, you're guessing an A, which is on there. So, all right. Anybody feeling it? In this class, I make a lot of mistakes. No, you don't. You. You is not on there. That's a mistake. No, I'm kidding. So you, we get an arm and an S. Okay. So here we go. We have an S here. So we have a shot and then 3 more words. Anybody want to guess it? And this, now I'll give you a little bit of context. This is something where you try, but you're not really sure whether you're going to be successful or not. And Michaela, you're guessing an N, that's in there, and an H. So we have a shot in the a shot in the stars. Good guess. A shot in the air. No, no, no. There are there are more blanks. Dark. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. A shot in the dark. So when you try something and you're not quite sure if it's going to work or not, but you go for it anyway, a shot in the dark. Okay. It's a shot in the dark. I don't know if it's going to work. It's a shot in the dark. Maybe I yeah. I'm here on YouTube trying to make things work. It's a shot in the dark. Who knows what will happen? All right. So we have another one of these. Let me move on to number 3. And this one's going to be pretty easy, I think, because especially there's only 3 letters. A shot in the dark. Exactly, Alessio. All right. So let's see. Let me grab my yellow. And so this is what you can answer in order to guess a letter. And if you could use only 3 emojis to describe your life. Which would you choose and why? So, your life, let's say at the moment, choose 3 emojis to share and a letter. And maybe tell us a little bit about your life if you like. So, 3 emojis to describe your life and a letter. Hello, Juan Carlos. Hello, dear. Nice to have you back here as well on Iwa and here. Very cool. I'm not sure if we have any new Iwa folks here with us today. Hold on, it's saying that I have a new comment. Oh, let me get rid of that comment. Aha. So, Juan Carlos, just so you know the way we're playing this game, there's a question here. Answer the question, and then you can guess a letter. We're playing hangman. Vowels are your friends in English. I think, like in German, you can go and have 5,000 consonants and then finally a vowel. In English, not so much. It's always good to try to get the vowels out of the way. And then that way it kind of takes a lot of space. Then things start to look a little bit more likely. Yeah, as a guess. So emojis that represent your life, it doesn't have to be 3, it can be 1, or it can be your day-to-day. So what have you got for me, Gracie? You've got a kissy face, an angel, and a shock face, I think. Nick, oh, joy. Oh, that's nice. You're having a good time. But the first one, what's the first one? Got it. Okay, cool. So, and Gracie and Nick, please offer me some letters. Which letter would you like to try? And this one doesn't really work so well with a clue. So this is just something. This is a vocab word. Yuki, it was one of the ones that you said was new. Yeah. People shock me with some attitudes. So I, super guess, Gracie. I is a good one because ding, 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 it's in the middle. And this is a vocabulary word, 3-letter vocabulary word that we learned in our past lesson. And as a clue, some people fight things, or some people solve things with force, and others solve it with this. That's your clue. That's a big clue. Nick, you could guess a letter too. So what can you tell me? Any guesses? Some people fight things and they do it physically, and some people don't. Some people are, yeah, another word, kind of, it's a type of being clever. W, very good. And anybody know? We had this with the story in Poland, exactly wit, exactly T, exactly. So they used, so the shoemaker used his wit to solve the problem. I'm a curious person. I make a lot of silly mistakes. I love food-related things. T, yes, Yuki, and you would have gotten it. Exactly, wit. I just recall a W and an I. Yeah, so wit. Wit is the word when you are quick on your feet, you think fast, you solve things in a creative way, you have a lot of wit about you. And a person who is witty, that is a person who is often funny and clever. It's nice to be witty. All right, one more of these, and then we have an old school question, a style question. And so here we go. And this one, okay, I don't know if I should give you, if I should tell you which this comes from. Exactly, Lorena, wit. So if you could, sorry, do you prefer giving gifts or receiving gifts? What can you tell me? Do you prefer giving gifts or receiving them, and why? What can you tell me? And this comes So please answer and then offer me a letter. And if you get stuck, I will give you some more hints. I'll give you a couple of hints. So, giving or receiving, which do you prefer? What can you tell me? Giving or receiving? I'm having a really bad hair day. So I don't know. It just doesn't like me. Giving. Okay, Gracie, then what letter are you guessing? Which one would you like to guess? So, giving or receiving? I love to see people's faces when they receive them. Yes, it's the best, right? So you've guessed an H. That's a nice try. Oops, hold on. I got to get my pen. Sorry about that. So H is unfortunately not on our list, or not in this one. So we have a little head for our hangman. So let's see, giving a time or choosing gift makes me happy. Oh, very good guess, Yuki. So O is definitely the first letter of our word. Both feel good. Awesome. Juan Carlos, please offer me a letter. Gracie saying depends on the situation. A. So no A, unfortunately, in this word. No A. Juan Carlos, would you like to ask to offer a letter? Ah, you got it. Yes. So offering. So we had that in our last story about ikeko. Ikeko? Offering. That we leave offerings for. Both letters, my letter is E. Yep, and you would have had it. Exactly. So offering is the vocabulary word that we use when we give something to someone and we do it to honor them in a way. It's a little bit more than just giving a birthday present. It's sort of offering something. It's sort of symbolic. You do this. I think Yuki, you've told me about when you do offerings sometimes different parts of the year for people who have passed and things like that. Yeah, where you leave little presents or you maybe make their favorite food and that kind of thing. All right, moving on to one of our old school style questions. Let's see. And remove that. And let's move on. And I will have more of these guessing ones, but I think this is a better way of doing this, where people don't just guess right away. I think that makes it better. All right, number 5. Let's see what we've got. Offering to the Pachamama. I think Pachamama. Why am I so small? I don't know what I've done here. Hold on. Aha, here we go. TD. Oh, that's too big. Okay. Who knows? Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Oh, maybe it's this one. Nope. Anyway, all right. So the next one that we have is what do myths usually explain? We said that legends are often based on some historical figure. We said that legends sometimes have something about them that is true, that get exaggerated. And now we have myths. What do myths usually explain? Everyday chores, things we have to do. We have to go to the grocery store. We need to take our stuff to the dry cleaners. We need to go to work. We need to pick up our kids from kindergarten. Or B, natural events, the creation of the world, or the actions of gods. And C, modern technology. D, recipes. What do myths usually explain? So Lorraine is saying B, natural events. Michaela as well. Yuki as well, exactly, right? So we had myths, we had our Greek mythology. There were lots of things that described how seasons function or how the world was created or different actions that the gods performed. Okay, so let me pop back into here and we have another vocabulary word that I think you will get pretty quickly. I think. So let's see. Up, number 6. And let me edit and get this in here. I always have the problem that I use pins in my hair. So I wanted to use this pen and I couldn't find it. I had to go and look at all the places where I leave the pins that I put in my hair. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, okay, so here's your question. What are some things your family asks you to do? What are some things your family asks you to do? Let me get rid of that. Go away. Let me choose that. Maybe that's the problem. Okay. Doop. Okay, it's there. Anyway, so what are some things your family asks you to do? And offer me a letter, please. Yeah, cook. All right, Gracie. So please offer me a letter. What letter can you give me in our hangman game? Everything. Oh, poor Lorena. So, Lorena, you're saying everything in an M, and unfortunately, we don't have an M. You sweet thing. So, Juan Carlos, you're saying C. What are some things that your family wants you to do? Cleaning. All right. C. We have a C in there. Very cool. So, let me find out where that is. There we go. And Gracie, you said E. That's a good guess. Absolutely. And Yuki Bake, definitely with an N. And unfortunately, we do not have an N. So we have a body here. All right. Anybody else, things that your family asks you to do and a letter? What can you tell me? Things your family asks you to do together with a letter. We've had baking, cleaning, everything. What else? Cooking. What does your family ask you to do? Or maybe you can even guess the word. Go shopping. Okay. So, Gracie, have you got a letter for me? What else can you tell me? Some things your family asks you to do. And you're saying, is that an I? An I. Okay. That's a good guess. Oh, I forgot another C. Excuse me. Sorry. Playing. They want to play with you. That's nice. Okay. And an A. Only one word. Exactly, Michaela. Only one word. So, I am so bad at this. I'm so, so, so sorry. There's another. Hold on. Another I. Pardon, pardon. Whoops. So, laundry. R. Yuki, good one. I think that's right. Yes, yes. Okay, 2 letters missing. Maybe you know this word. This is something that you do. Maybe you don't want to do it. So T, no T. It's something you do for your family. And usually you don't get something in return. To sleep early, S, to go to bed early. Okay, and yes, ding, 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 ding. Sacrifice, exactly. Sacrifice. 3 answers came in at the same time. You got it. Okay, so we have another word real quick, and this is one we did not have today. So this is one that we will have tomorrow. And I think this is a very, very nice word. So let me find, oops, where that is. And just make sure that I have. Okay, so let me get my pen going. And here we go. All right. So, who is someone you admire? Many sacrifices, exactly. We sacrifice, so moms often sacrifice a lot for their family. So do dads, though. Different things quite often if we are in traditional roles. Hello to you. Welcome. Sacrifice is loving. Yeah, often, sometimes, hopefully. Yeah. So, let's see. So, next word and question first, please. Who is someone you admire because they don't show off? Family requires sacrifice. Absolutely. It most certainly does. And in the situation with folklore, there's often sacrifice. Our heroes have to sacrifice something, or someone is asked to sacrifice something, to give up something for the better good. Let's see, the greater good. So, who is someone you admire because they don't show off? They have a lot. Maybe they're like very good at something, but it's not like they're walking around going, I'm so amazing, right? So, who is someone that you can think of? And a letter, please, for those of you who are just joined. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. For those of you who are just joining, I will tuck my hand under here. But adorable sacrifices can be. In religion, many sacrifice. Exactly. Yeah, we have sacrificed a lot when it comes to religion. Yeah, absolutely. So, in this question right here, someone that you admire because they don't show off, they have their feet on the ground. It's hard to not give this word away. It's a very good word. I want to say we had it not too long ago, but maybe not. Maybe not. So, ooh, you got it, Lorena. I'm looking for humble. You got it. You got it. HUMBLE. So if you're not running around talking about how amazing you are humble. A cooking tutor who was a professional chef. My cooking tutor. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, a conscious person, I love that. Great answers. Exactly. Lorena guessed it right away. So, B. Yuki, you would have gotten it, sweetie. You would have gotten that first letter. Okay. So, let's see. Then we have another one. And let me take a look and see, because I'm going to guess that these are also not divided, because it is an idiom. We've had it. We had it not too long ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 words. Okay, 7 words. And I'm going to, yeah, I don't know what happened with this. So I'm going to go through this again and divide this up like we had it before, so it makes it easier for you to determine which words. Remember, when you have these really long ones, vowels are your friend. Oh, and hold on. This is weird too. Oop. Okay. So, yeah, let me maybe do this in green. All right. So, next one has 7 words, and down at the bottom in green, there is a word that has 5 spaces that got sort of stuck into the question there. Sorry about that. And this is, do you ask for advice when making hard decisions, or do you decide alone? So, do you prefer to ask people for help, or do you prefer to just deal with your problems on your own? So, answer the question, give me a letter, and we can boogie on. My tip would be to really guess vowels, and I will try to make sure that I put them in the right spot. So, and the red lines there, those and the green space below, those are the spaces we're filling. Those are the different words. So, advice on your own, deal with it on your own for hard decisions, or do you prefer to just to ask people and to get help? Depending on the context, okay. And Gracie, give me a letter, please. I always ask advice. A. Okay, good. And A is a nice one to have guessed. So let me turn this into yellow, and then we have. So, lot you got for that one answer, you got 5 A's. So, if it is something related to health, ask advice, and an E. E is also a super one to have guessed. So, let me go into yellow again. Yep, that's okay. So, E, and then we have. Okay. So, again, well, that one gives us 4. And let's see, I ask my husband or just decide myself. An H. Okay, good guess. Very good guess. And a kind of an uncommon one. We don't have so many words that start with H. So that's really good. Okay. And let's see. Oops, hold on. Let me scroll up a little bit. I'm losing the comments real quick. Let's see. Oops. I prefer to think about it. And after I get some ideas, I prefer to get the advice of experienced people on that. Okay, so then you'd like to think about what you want, and then to get some ideas. I think that's more my style as well. And which letter would you like to guess? Personal decisions to decision to advice. If something, if is something I don't know, I will ask for advice. And you gave me a U. Okay, so I think that's a U. And in this, we unfortunately do not have a U. So we have our first little body part. And Gracie's guessing a K. A K. And we have a K right there. And you've guessed an S. And no S. No S. Nice try. So we've got one little body part here. And a K. Yeah, we have a K. So let's see. This is what we've got so far. We have one, hmm. Having asked, so after having asked, I decide myself. Are super. Okay. Okay. So do mm. Sorry, I'm trying to make this easier, but it probably just sounds strange. Anybody want to try? Any guesses? So, mm-hmm. An O. Okay, that's good. We have an O in here. And Michaela, you're guessing D. Okay. So we do have, so A, we have dupe, A, something, A, hard, Does that help? I'll go a little bit closer. Maybe that makes it easier to see. So any guesses? What do you think? We have two A's and a hard, and we're missing something in between R-O blank K. Any guesses what that might be? Exactly. Super, super. And we have that gives us another. So we have blank, rock, hard, So, and this is something when you do have decisions to make, it's not easy. Both decisions feel somehow wrong. So you don't feel like you can really make a proper decision. So this is the situation. This is the idiom that you are faced with. I take responsibility of my decisions by myself. And I think that you've guessed a B. Super, super. So we have a B here. Yeah. So no, so F, yeah, unfortunately, no, good guess. But there are two spaces before the ACE. That's hard to see because I messed it up. So F is not on there. So what have we got? What can you tell me? So we have that word there. Okay, you're guessing a P. Very good. Okay. So we're missing one letter here down at the bottom. We have blank, rock, blank, hard, Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think we have it. Oh, so not beneath, unfortunately not. Place is correct, exactly. We have blank, a rock, blank, a hard place. A situation where you have two things to decide and they're both not ideal. They're both not something that is really all that great. You're not so happy about it. Between, all right, exactly. Between a rock, hmm, a hard place. And I think I've not messed it up. So, what is that idiom? When you've got two things that are difficult and it's just, what are you going to decide? And exactly, exactly. So, between a rock and a hard place, when you have two decisions, when you have something to decide and you have two options and neither of them really feel like a good option. Okay, so we have one last sort of old school, normal style, but caught between a rock and a hard place. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yuki's like, oh yeah, right. So once you know, right? It's one of those things. So last but not least, with this one, talking about different types of that is tiny. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, so what is a key feature of a fable? Okay. A, talking animals that teach us a lesson. B, true historic events. Or C, a list of rules. D, a modern novels. So which one works best with fables? Legends or semi-true? Awesome. Thanks for sharing us a new sentence. You're welcome. I'm glad that that's new. So is your name Irene? I think your name is Irene Jose or Josie, maybe even. So we have A, exactly. So fables, they're stories. You usually have animals that are talking. They're trying to teach you a moral story. Irene, okay. Or Irene Josie. So both words or one word? Irene or Irene Jose or Irene Jose? I'm not sure. Yeah, just want to get your name right. Sorry. Exactly. So fables are ones that do that for us. Myths are about gods and teaching us. Irene is fine. Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. All right, exactly. And so, last but not least, our last word for the day that we can guess with our hangman. So, let's see. And here we go. Number 10. So, short word shouldn't be so difficult, I hope. So, what food can you not get enough of? What can you tell me? What food is never enough? So, then give me that, please. I'm going to try to scroll down here a little bit. Oops, I don't know what I've done. Oh, no. Aha. Hello. I don't know what I've done. All right, here we go. Let me get rid of this. Okay. So, food you can't get enough of and a letter. Let's start guessing. Pizza. Same here. Is so absolutely my comfort food. But I eat gluten-free food nowadays, so it's hard to find good pizza, but a good pizza. So, sugar. Okay. And so give me a letter too, Michaela and Irene. Ice cream eye. That's cute. An eye for ice cream. Okay, so let me plop that up here. And let's see. Okay, so I, unfortunately, no I, but thank you for your guess. So, Michaela and Irene, then what can you tell me? Which letter are you guessing? So, food that you cannot get enough of and a letter. What can you tell me? S. Okay. So, unfortunately, and no S here as well. Chocolate A. Also, no A. This is a hard one. Fruit E. All right. That's a good one. Very good guess, Gracie. And a healthy thing. Okay. So, anybody else want to add something that they food or drink now? Maybe even drink that you can't get enough of. Something that you really love. What goes dumplings. So what's inside of those dumplings? What can you tell me? So let's see. So H, all right. Nice guess, Yuki. Unfortunately, that's giving us another leg. So teeth, no, it's not teeth. But yeah, because also you would need two more spaces at the back. So what can you tell me? And this is sort of a thing when you cannot have enough of something, you experience this. Good guess with coffee, but we still have that with minced pork. Okay. So Michaela's guessing an S. We have an S already. So I won't do that up at the top there. You've already guessed an S. So coffee, Muhammad, my dear, what letter would you like to guess? And Gracie, you can guess another one. Yuki, you too. Other letters. I can give you a hint. There are no more vowels. So, okay, Irina's saying an N. Unfortunately, there is no N. Am I going to win the last one? TM. Ta-da. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to show you the letter or write the word. Sorry. So when you cannot have, it's not enough, then you have greed. So when it's never enough, greed is what you are experiencing. Not enough money, not enough clothing, not enough friends, then you are greedy. You are experiencing greed. So that is our little vocabulary and a little bit of literary vocabulary. So quiz, trivia quiz today. Hog. Hog. To hog something. Yes, that you keep something for yourself. If you hog something, you are greedy. Exactly. So to hog something is the verb, super use of that we had a couple of weeks ago. And then you are greedy. So, folks, hope to see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Like always, we are traveling to Japan. We're traveling to Albania and one last place. And so I'm excited to share that with you. Thank you for the fun quiz. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Irene, for showing up. Thanks for the yoga class is complete. I feel great and glad to hear that. So yes, you're welcome. Have a great day and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.